students, welcome all of you. Today we will start our civics third chapter, government. So today we will start the second part of this chapter because we have already completed the first part of this chapter in previous video. So first of all students, we will revise some important points that we have already read it. So we will revise these points first, then we will start second part of this chapter. So students, in first part we have learned that what is government. So what is government? Means it is an organization or administration in which a group of people work together as unit or to run the nation as indicated by the defined law. Okay, so the government means government is basically an organization. You can say a group of people, an organization of people, or organization or administration in which a group of people work together as a unit, and we elect the citizens of a country who elect, and these people are elected by the country. Means these people are elected by the citizen of India. So they run our country and they are known as the government. Okay, this organization is known as the government. So student, next we have learned that why there is a need of government. So why we need a government? So government is very useful and very important for making decisions and get things done in a country. Okay, so and next, protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining peaceful relationship with other countries, and it is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and have good facilities. When there is a natural disaster, it is the government that mainly organize the aid and assistance for the affected people. So student, by this point we have learned that government takes lots of responsibility and they are doing lots of things for the country. Okay, so they are taking the responsibility of all these things like making the rules for the country and protecting the boundaries of the country, and they are also protecting the citizens. They are ensuring that all the citizens get enough food and enough health facilities, and whenever there is any natural disaster, so they help the people, they organize the plan, they organize the aid and assistance for the affected people. So that's why government is very important. Okay, so student, government is work in a systematic manner. Means government is working in a systematic manner. Means they are divided into some levels and they had made some organization to work properly. So next we will read the levels of the government. The government works at different levels, like at the local level, at the level of the state, and at the national level. So let's revise what government is doing at the local level. So student, in the local level means in your village, town or locality. Okay, so means everything that is happening in your village, like water facilities in your village, and some road facilities in your village, and schools, and the garbage system and other things. These things are done by the local government. Okay, and इसमें हमारा क्या आता है local government में? ग्राम पंचायत and gram sabha are a part of the local level. So local level means the gram panchayat and gram sabha are included in the local level. Okay, so in your locality, whenever there is a work that is only related to your village, only related to your society, so that will be included in the local level of the government. Okay, so next level is student, that is state level. So the state level would means that which covers an entire state like Haryana and Assam. So in state level, this state level covers the entire state. Means if any work and any other work, progressive work is related to the whole state, तो वो किस में आ जाता है? State level में. Okay, so that state level like army and police, so these are also work in according to the state level. And student, the national level related to the entire country. Okay, so in the national level, any decision that is related to the whole country and for the all nation, so that will be included in the national level. So we will read about these level in detail in our next classes, in our next class. So let's raise the next topic, that was law of the government. So student, the government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has to follow these law, and this is the only way government can function. Okay, means this is the only way that government has to make some laws to run the country. And just like the government has the power to make decision, similarly it has the power to enforce its decision. Okay, तो मीन्स गवर्नमेंट सिर्फ कैसे काम करती है, गवर्नमेंट लॉ बनाती है एंड देन दे ऑल्सो इम्प्लीमेंट दीज लॉ. So if the government has the power to making the law and power to make decision, तो ऐसे ही उनके पास ये power भी होती है, also the power to enforce its decision. Means government can enforce its decision. Means if anybody is not ready to follow the law, the government can punish the persons also. They can enforce the laws also. In addition to any action that government can take, there are also steps that people can take if they feel that a particular law is not being followed. Means what, student? If any citizen or any person of the country is not following any law which is made by the government, then government can take action against that person and they can punish them. Same as if any person is feeling that the law is not followed and they are not getting their right, so the common people can take action against the government also. Means if the person feel, for example, that they were not hired for a job or caste, so he or she may approach the court and claim that the law is not being followed. Okay, so means if you will feel that कि आपके अगेंस्ट कोई कार्रवाई हुई है या फिर आपका कोई लॉ जो है, आपका कोई राइट जो है वो आपको नहीं मिला है, मीन्स इफ़ योर राइट इज़ अबॉलिश, देन यू कैन ऑल्सो टेक एक्शन. यू कैन फाइल अ केस इन द कोर्ट ऑल्सो. ओके, सो यू कैन क्लेम दैट लॉ इज़ नॉट बीइंग फॉलोड फॉर यू. So same as if you will not follow any rule or any regulation made by the government, then government also can take action against you. So means in our government, so both have the power to do actions if law is abolished. So student, next part that we have completed, that was type of the government. So student, there are two type of the government we have read in next class, that democracy and monarchy. So what is democracy and what is monarchy? Let's revise this also. Student, in a democracy, democracy is the best type of the government. So because in a democracy the people and the citizens have all the power and they are also participate in decision making. Means in a democracy it is the people who give the government this power. So they do this through election, in which they vote for particular person and elect them, and once elected, these person form the government. In a democracy, the government has to explain its action and defend its decision to the people. So this is the democracy. And what is monarchy then? Student, in monarchy has the power to make decision, the run the government. Means the in monarchy there is a monarch. Means monarch किसको बोलते हैं? जो monarch में king या queen होगा, तो सारी की सारी पावर उसी के पास होती है. Okay, the monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matter with, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. So in the monarchy only one person has all the power and only he can take all the decision. तो final decision वही लेगा जो monarch होगा. But in democracy all the citizens participate in any decision making, and the government has to answer the citizens, and they have to explain their action and their work to the citizen. But in monarchy the king and queen doesn't need to explain their action to their citizens. So this is the difference between democracy and monarchy. And पहले in ancient time in our country monarchy was followed, but now in India democracy is the type of the government that we are seeing, that in India we have democratic government. Okay, so what we have read about democratic government? Student, In a democracy, this achievement is the result of long and eventful struggle of the Indian people. Okay, means I have told you that in India there is a democratic government, but this we didn't get this democracy easily. So India is a democracy, and this achievement is the result of a long and eventful struggle. We have to struggle for this. The main feature of a democracy is that the people have the power to elect their leaders. So thus the democracy is ruled by the people. You can say that this is the definition of the democracy, that democracy is the rule by the people for the people. So the basic idea is that people rule themselves by participating in making of these rules. Okay, so democratic government in earlier were known as representative democracies. So in representative democracies, people do not participate directly, but instead choose their representative through an election process, and these representative meet and make decision for the entire population. Means you can ask that कि ma'am, how we are participating in the decision making, and how we, because you are not taking any decision, then how you are participating in decision making. So student, after the 18 years, all the citizens of India has the right to vote, and during the election we can choose our leader. Okay, if you will feel that any person is a good leader and he can do something for the welfare of the country, then we can choose them for the as a leader, and then they will take the decision from our side. So a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allow what is known as universal adult franchises. And what is universal adult franchises? I have already told you it, that universal adult franchises mean that every citizen of India has the right to vote after 18 years without any discrimination of caste, creed, society, gender. They all have the right to vote after 18 years. So this means that all adults in the country allowed to vote. तो all adult, किसको adult consider किया जाएगा? Only that person will be considered adult that who is more than 18 years. Okay. So a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allowed what is known as universal adult franchises, and this means that all adults in the country allowed to vote. In the earliest form, government allowed only men who own property and were educated to vote. Okay, तो पहले क्या होता था कि only those person were allowed to vote who are educated and having property. So this means that women and the poor and the propertyless and the uneducated were not allowed to vote, and the country was governed by rules and regulations that these few men made. So this is not a good thing. So in India, before independence, only a small minority was allowed to vote, and they therefore came together to make the country. So in India, before independence, we are talking about before independence, यानी कि independence से पहले क्या होता था? Only those person were allowed to vote who are having property. Okay, but after independence, the several people, including that after independence, the Gandhi ji gave a statement. Let's read the statement of the Gandhi ji. Several people, including Gandhi ji, were shocked at the unfairness of this practice and demanded that all adults have the right to vote. This is known as universal adult franchise. That Gandhi ji was against the system that only some educated people and only those people who are having property are allowed to vote, and the person who are not educated and who are not have any property, then they are not allowed to vote. So Gandhiji said that, Gandhiji is writing in the journal Young India in 1931, Gandhiji said, I cannot possibly bear the idea that a man who has got wealth should got the vote, but a man who has got character but not wealth or literacy should not have no vote. मीन्स सिर्फ ओनली वही पर्सन वोट कर सकते हैं जिसके पास पावर, जिसके पास पैसा है, मनी है, एंड अ पर्सन हु हैव प्रॉपर्टी एंड हु हैव एजुकेशन, ओनली दिस पर्सन्स आर अलाउड वोटिंग, एंड द पर्सन हु आर हैविंग करेक्टर बट नॉट लिटरेसी, देन they are not allowed for the voting. So this is not a right thing. So this is completely Gandhiji was saying that this is not good and I cannot bear this, or on that man who honestly work the sweat of this brow, means the person who is uneducated, who is not having any property, but still he is working very hard and he is doing hard work, and he works by sweat of his brow day in and day and out, should have the vote for the क्राइम इज बीइंग अ पुअर मैन. तो अगर उसको वोटिंग का राइट नहीं मिलता तो ये एक क्राइम होगा, गांधी जी ने बोला. सो दिस विल बी अ क्राइम इफ द पर्सन हु इज डूइंग सच अ हार्ड वर्क, तो इफ ही विल बी नॉट अलाउड फॉर द वोटिंग, सो दिस इज कंसिडर्ड अ क्राइम फॉर अगेंस्ट दैट मैन. So after this statement and after the argument and after the suggestion of the some important people of the country, so after independence the Indian country got the right to vote. After all the adults got the right for the voting without any discrimination of the gender, caste and creed. So let's read about right to vote. What is right to vote? Let's read what happened in other countries for getting this right to vote. So let's read about the other countries. All over Europe, the USA, women and the poor have had to fight for participation in government. So women's struggle to vote got strengthened during the First World War. So in the USA and Europe, in all other countries, women have to struggle very hard to get this right to vote. Means this is known as the women suffrage. This movement is called the women suffrage movement, as the term suffrage usually means right to vote. So the term women suffrage means right to vote for the women, because in other countries women were not allowed for the voting, so they have to struggle for it and they asked for the voting right. And during the World War, many men were away fighting, and because of this women were called upon to do work and was earlier considered men's work. So means when the men of the family were fighting in the war, then women were doing all the work at houses and in the country that was related to the men's work. So they argued that, and they gave a statement that many women begin organizing and managing different kinds of work. When people saw this, they began to wonder why they had created so many unfair stereotypes. Means women feel that without men, if our men are fighting in the war, then we are doing all the household work and all the work that is related with the men, then why we are not having the right to vote if we are capable of doing this thing? So women begin to be seen as being equally capable of making decision, and the suffragettes demanded the right to vote for all women and get their demands heard, and they chained themselves together, and they chained to railing in public places, and many suffragettes were imprisoned. Many women were imprisoned, went to hunger strike. Many women went to hunger strike, and they had to be fed by force. An American woman got the right to vote in 1920, while women in UK got right to vote on the same term as men some year later in 1928. Okay. So this is also an important topic, that women suffrage movement. So now wherever in the world has government willingly shared power. So all over Europe, the USA women and the power have had to fight for participating in government, and women's struggle to vote got strengthened during the First World War, and this movement is called the women suffrage movement, as the term of suffrage usually means right to vote. So this suffrage means right to vote. An American woman got the right to vote in 1920, while women in UK got the right on the same term as men some years later in 1928. Okay, so this is also a very important term. So students, we have completed this point in the previous video. So let's start the next part of this chapter. So students, in next part of this chapter we will read about the democratic government in detail. Okay, so what is democratic government? You know that in democratic government we choose our leader, means the citizen of the country choose our leader and they choose their leader, and they also participate in decision making in the government. So students, you know that India is a democracy, and this achievement is result of a long and eventful struggle of the Indian people. So there are other places in the world where people have also struggled to have democracies. Means before the 19th century, most of the countries and most of the world are having monarchy, means some kings were ruling over the country, and the power was only on hand of the some powerful people or some only limited people. But in other countries people feel that the power should be distributed to the citizens also. So there are other places in world where people have to also struggle to have democracies. So you now know that the main feature of a democracy is that the people have the power to elect their leaders. So what is the main feature of the democracy? The main feature of the democracy is, in the democracy the people and the citizen have the power to elect their leaders, and they can also change their leaders. So in a sense of democracy is ruled by the people. Okay, so the basic idea is that people rule themselves by participating in the making of these rules. Okay, so you can understand that the democracy means the people are also participating in making of these rules. And democratic government in our times are usually referred to as representative democracy. Okay, so क्या इसको हम क्या बोल सकते हैं, that democratic government is our time are usually referred to as representative democracy, and in representative democracy people do not participate directly. क्या बोलते हैं हम इसको, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव. वाई वी आर कॉलिंग इट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी? बिकॉज पीपल डू नॉट पार्टिसिपेट डायरेक्टली बट इंस्टेड चूज देयर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव. हम अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को चूज करते हैं, देन दे आर रूलिंग ओवर द कंट्री. सो दैट्स वाई दे आर नोन एज द representative democracies. So these representative meets and makes the rules, and they also responsible for the other work of the country. And these representative meets and makes the decisions for the entire population. These days a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allow what is known as universal adult franchises. So universal adult franchises, this means that all adults in the country are allowed to vote. Okay, so तभी कोई कंट्री अपने आप को डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री बोल सकती है कि जब वो अपने सिटीजन्स को क्या प्रोवाइड कराए, यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइजीज. सो you can say that these days a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allows what is known as universal adult franchises. This means that all adults in the country are allowed to vote. But it was not always like this. Can you believe that there was a time when government didn't allow women and the poor to participate in election, and in their earliest form of government allowed only men who owned property and were educated to vote. This means that women the power the power and the property less and the uneducated were not allowed to vote, and the country was governed by the rules and regulation that few men made, some educated men made rules. So in India before independence only a small minority was allowed to vote, and they therefore came together to determine the fate of the majority. So several people including Gandhiji were shocked to the unfairness of this practice and demanded that all adults have the right to vote. This is known as universal adult franchising. Writing in the journal Young India in 1931, Gandhiji said, "I cannot possibly bear the idea that a woman who has got wealth a man who has got wealth should have the vote, but that a man who has got character but not wealth or literacy should have not vote, or that man who work honestly by sweat of his brow day in and day out should have the vote for the crime of being a poor man." So that's why Gandhiji also gave his decision that every man every man or woman should have the right to vote without any discrimination of caste and gender and money and education. Okay, so now you can understand that the main feature of a democratic government is universal adult franchising. So what is universal adult franchising? One of the most remarkable feature of Indian democracy is that from the very beginning, the Constitution of India gave the citizen of the country universal adult franchisee, and this has enabled all suspension of voting age to irrespective of caste, religion, wealth or sex. In many other democratic countries including UK and the USA, some section of the population such as the poor and the women have got voting right after long period of the struggle. So that's why universal adult franchise is the main part of a democratic government. So now we will read that in a democracy the power is distributed. All government have three types of power, and power is distributed between the different level and different organization. So all government have three types of power. First is legislative. Legislative means power of making laws. Executive. Executive means power of enforcing law, and judicial means power of interpret law. So these powers are often outlined in a constitution, and there are different types of government. Okay, yeah, now you can understand this. So let's read about union government, that is known as the that is working as the national level, state government working for the state level, and local government. What is included in the local government? Local government includes municipality and panchayat. So in municipality means municipal corporation, municipal council and nagar panchayat. Panchayat में district panchayat, intermediate panchayat and village panchayat. So these are the part of the local government. Okay, तो local government में हमारे क्या जाते हैं? Municipality and panchayat. Panchayat are in a local government. So let's read about the state government, the parts of the state government. So here you can see the state government. In a state government, this is the work of the state government divided into three parts: executive, legislative and judiciary. In executives, governors, chief ministers and councils of ministers are included. Okay, in legislature they are legislative council means upper house and legislative assembly means lower house, and in judiciary high court, district court and other courts are included in the judiciary. So this is the flow chart of the state government, student. Let's read about the central government or union government. Here you can see this is the flow chart of the central government. Central government में कौन कौन आते हैं? That president, minister, council of minister, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Supreme Court of India. Okay, these are working in the central government. So in central government, Lok Sabha का काम क्या होता है? Responsibility of making law. Okay, this is the work of the Lok Sabha, and central and prime minister of council of minister, that is responsibility to put the law and order into effect. This is the work of the president, prime minister, council of India. These are their responsibilities. And Supreme Court of India की responsibility क्या होती है? To uphold the law and administration and ensure its proper execution, that कि जो law बने हैं वो properly work कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो ये काम होता है central government का. Okay, so students, watch this video again to understand chapter clearly. Okay, and do your worksheet and draw these all these important flow charts in your notebooks also. Okay, so you have to write the important points in your notebooks. All the best.